Good morning, everybody. Oh my God. Good morning, sweetheart. How are you?
Good morning, love. I'm good. You?
I'm doing great. I mean, I could be better. Stuff is really tense here in the United States, but
Yeah, there's something minor going on that I heard
yeah,
about.
just a
Yeah.
little thing, no big deal.
Nah,
I'm hunkered
not
down
worth
in a
mentioning.
secret base just so I don't have to be exposed to it.
It's probably for the best, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's probably the wisest course of action.
Yeah, just like I haven't seen I got to be honest with you guys in the chat. I have not seen the news today. I don't care about the news today. I don't want to watch the news today. I've even turned off Twitter. I'm just like I have of course what are we talking about today is the Gunpowder Rebellion. The Gunpowder Plot and I'm also like, "Oh God."
Yay, politics.
Yay, politics. Blah.
Politics
Whatever.
from the past, so it's okay.
That's true. And it's not my country. So I get to learn about somebody else's country and plots and treason as opposed to my own because I don't know much about the Gunpowder Rebellion other than what I was taught in school, and that was so long ago. That was 20 years ago.
About 15 years ago, don't lie.
I wish. My memory's shot, so I have like no idea. So good morning to the chat. How is everybody out there? Let's see who's hanging out with us, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Darth Haster is here. Good morning, sweetheart. Naughty Monkey Orath. I almost called him Darth Monkey Orath, but he's a naughty monkey.
Naughty.
Oh, there's one of those words that Mark might like to hear is naughty. Is Mark hanging out there? Yeah, he's probably out there somewhere.
Well, if Mark plays his cards right today, he might get a triple posh off us.
Oh, oh, that's right. Because we got two Brits today. Teleroth A is hanging out with us. Hey, rise and shine with the Valkyries. Who knew?
Hey.
Lord Thoth is here. Positive Candor. James Andrew Morrison. Hello, Colin P. Smith. I was hoping you were going to be in the chat today. Crimson Mist. Who else do we got hanging out with us, babe?
We've got the gorgeous Gun Bunny. Hello, sweetheart. There's Mark. Hello,
There's
Mark. Let me scroll down. Who else are we missing? Lots of people. There's Samantha Joe. Hello, sweetheart.
Hey!
Hey! I recognise that name. I think we might have everybody in case, but we'll keep an eye. Oh no, Pod Racing Palpatine. Hello, sweetheart.
Pod Racing Palpatine, what's up? Project Storytime is tweaked in.
Yep. Derek McManus, good afternoon.
Psycho Dwarf 9 is here.
And Parrot Head, hello.
Hey, Parrot Head, good morning. Let's see. And the chat is just jumping like crazy. Holy cow, triple posh.
And a snort.
Is that a euphemism? And a snort. That was a light one, though. So should we go ahead and bring our guest on?
We should. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you love her. You know her. It is the ever awesome Starry Eyed Girl. Hello, sweetheart.
Hello again. Yeah,
hey,
double dose.
I was gonna say, holy shit, you were already on Loki's show. You're making the rounds this morning.
Yeah, it's just how it worked out. But I've had Backstreet Boys in my head. I was going to come on and go, oh my God, I'm back again.
Oh my God.
And that's going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the day.
You're welcome.
I'd rather have that stuck in my head than Penny Lane. I've had Penny Lane stuck in my head for like 2 days. I have no idea why.
Oh God.
Hey, Chris. Hi, snuck in under the wire.
And yes, we have a double dose of Starry today. Mm-hmm. Well, when we can get hold of her, we take advantage of it.
Is it?
Divided by sight. Hey, Lauren.
Hello, Lauren. Hello, sweetheart. Cobalt and Pudgy. Hey, boys.
Oh, he landed on my head. Hello.
Oh, hello, Cobalt and Pudgy. Oh.
So what are we talking about today? We're talking about the Gunpowder Rebellion
We are, yeah.
and Bonfire Day, Bonfire Night. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh, nice, yes. So as you kind of said earlier, it's you guys in the States, you know about the holiday and you kind of know about the history, but not so much what goes into and how we celebrate. So I thought we kind of
That's
bring
right.
that in as well.
That's
If
right.
Sorry.
I found it really interesting that it is actually taught, in American schools. That's really cool.
Yes,
It's part of
I'm
English
sure.
history.
Okay. Because I wasn't sure whether it was kind of like touched on or whether it's just something that you guys have kind of picked up just like osmosis, just because it happens every year.
Yeah. Well, see, we did it was just kind of touched on a little bit glazed over from what I remember, just talking about English history. And of course, we had to learn about English histories. I grew up in Pennsylvania, so being one of the first 13 colonies, okay, we had to learn about it. But we don't know the nitty-gritty. I don't know the nitty-gritty of the gunpowder plot. So that's up to you guys to teach me.
Right. Well,
Okay.
for us, I'm not sure if it's the same with you, Starry, but we were taught pretty much very early on, at least like the basics. I think when we get older, they kind of go into the more detail of like what the repercussions are of Guy Fawkes and the plotters trying to blow up the houses on Parliament, and how he was dealt with after.
Which is actually quite gruesome. So
It was.
we'll definitely have to cover that.
Poor Guy Fawkes didn't have a good time of it, and he wasn't even
No.
the leader.
No, it was the explosive expert. And he got and it's funny, he's the one that everybody remembers.
Yeah. Obviously, he was the one that was there when they were tipped off, and he was the one that was captured with the gunpowder barrels.
Yeah.
So
I
we
believe
couldn't
it
even.
was it 36 gunpowder barrels?
I believe so. Yes. Yeah. So they were all. What they did is they lined them up underneath in the cellars.
Yeah.
Underneath. And at a certain time, they were due to just light the fuses, and that would have been it. They would have just taken out King James I and as many of his lords as possible. That's what they were aiming for, at least.
Okay.
Yeah, so a little bit of backstory. So James I was Protestant. And it was basically the Catholics in the country were being persecuted, and they thought they were going to get a better deal from James I. James I succeeded Elizabeth I.
Elizabeth. Okay.
I just broke into a sweat then, like remembering my history.
Well, I was about to ask, is that James I that succeeded? He's actually James VI of Scotland.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So so the Catholics thought they were going to get a better deal, and they didn't. So this is what started the rebellion. Was we're going to blow up Parliament with King James in it, and there was a subplot about kidnapping his daughter.
Yes, there was. That's never really touched on because it obviously because of what happened. But I think that was kind of the backup plan if the House of Lords wasn't successfully taken out. But yeah, all of this was due to go off. And if I remember correctly, it was actually found on the morning of when they were due to do it. It was the 5th of November, 1605. Yes. So they were tipped off in the night. The cellars got raided, and poor old Guy Fawkes got caught.
He got caught red-handed.
Yeah,
huh?
exactly. Took to the Tower of London and tortured. Yeah.
Hey, Guy Fawkes's ghost just tipped $2. Thank you, Guy Fawkes's ghost. That's
Thank
creepy.
You, Thank you.
Thank you, Guy Fawkes's ghost.
Let me just check, see if there's a message.
Recording, love.
Thank you, Guy Fawkes's ghost. He says, remember the 5th of November. Exactly.
Oh yeah, shall we? Do you want to do the? Shall we read the full poem?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, if you've got it,
Hang on,
absolutely.
I always struggle on the second verse, so I'll just.
Yes, a lot of people don't realise that there's actually more than one verse. Everyone remembers the first one, which is remember the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason and plot.
So remember the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason and plot. I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Guy Fawkes, 'twas his intent to blow up the king and the parliament. 70 barrels of powder below, poor old England to overthrow. By God's providence he was catched, with a dark lantern and burning match. Holla boys, let the bells ring. Holla boys, God save the king. And there's actually another verse about burning the Pope.
They were serious about their verses back then.
Yeah, right? They took them really seriously. I didn't know the poem was that long.
Yes, most people, like we say, they just know like the first bit.
Yeah.
And that's really all you need to know. But I think even we were saying, Starry, we can never quite decide, are we celebrating that he tried and failed, or are we celebrating that they tried?
Yeah, I often wondered about that myself. Is the fact that he got busted
because of the celebration, or is it because?
But I think at the time, yes, it was because there was bonfires were lit that very night to celebrate that the king was still there. It was James the first a popular king. I'm not quite sure.
I don't think he was. No. I don't. Trying to remember if he was, to be honest. I don't think he was, not that I remember, but I think at the same time the country would have just descended into anarchy had the king and obviously Parliament been killed. So maybe it was a crisis that's averted. That's what they're celebrating.
Yeah, I would say so. So then obviously
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go on, Sammy, all right.
Colin P. Smith is saying, Starry Eyed Girl, Purple Valkyrie, there are verses of God Save the Queen we don't sing these days for good reason. I didn't know that either.
Yes.
They wouldn't be culturally appropriate.
Oh. Okay.
That's a whole other show, Sammy.
I won't bring the comments up, but James Andrew Morrison is correct. Yes.
Oh, the killing of the Scots. Oh yeah, okay, that would not be appropriate.
No,
it's not.
La la la. James Andrew Morrison actually says, James was the son of Mary, Queen of Scots, who was the sister to Queen Elizabeth. I thought they were cousins. Not sisters.
They were cousins. Yeah, it was the other Mary that was.
That's Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary. Well, it's really interesting because Mary, Queen of Scots, killed herself. She was like a martyr for the Catholics, and it was hoped that James, that would kind of rub off on him.
Yeah,
but he didn't. He kept. He wanted to keep England Protestant, and there was actually anti-Catholic laws, but I think it got worse. Obviously, it got worse after this plot. Funnily enough.
Yes, it's like didn't exactly help things. So it's like, thanks, guys.
Whoops, made matters worse. Sounds familiar.
But there's always been obviously friction throughout history between the Catholic and Protestants, especially in Britain.
Yes.
So this wasn't really anything new, but this is probably one of the most memorial things that could have happened but didn't, which is why it's celebrated. Mostly today in Britain. I'll say today, obviously not this year. It's just a celebration. It's just a chance to kind of get friends and family around.
Right.
Usually, a lot of people have very small kind of bonfires in their own back gardens, or what we used to do is to go to a big public event.
Yes.
Which I used to like.
Wouldn't there be events like in your public squares or whatever?
Yeah, public squares, parks, a lot of theme parks also did special bonfire night celebrations. So they'd have firework displays. They'd be open later on in the evenings, that kind of thing. So it's much more of a celebration. I think people kind of forget the history behind it now as well.
Yeah,
it's more just an excuse to have a party and have some fireworks. And it's really exciting as a kid because it's like one of the few things that you go to, like Halloween, where it's dark. You're allowed to stay up late and you're allowed to go out in the dark. And it's absolute chaos. You've got the fireworks going off. We better talk about the guys as well.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, that's not really done much anymore. But
No.
Sorry, excuse me. You were saying that when you were a kid, you used to do the penny for a guy. I know I have made a few guys when I was a kid as well. So a guy is basically an effigy. Usually it is Guy Fawkes, obviously, but technically it can be an effigy of anybody.
God.
In the 80s, there was quite a few of Margaret Thatcher.
I was going to say, how many Maggie Thatchers were there?
Yes. Is the answer.
Yeah. So basically, anybody really unpopular at the time, they got thrown onto the fire. And so it'd be a big like community thing. So you'd make one, it'd be usually like bits of paper, a paper mache head, sometimes with a Guy Fawkes mask on, or you draw one on. And you made a really big one, and you wheeled it down in a wheelbarrow or in a cart, and you paraded it around, and people would give you money. You'd say penny for the guy. So so we're basically begging.
Okay.
It does seem to be a tradition that doesn't happen so much anymore. And then you'd wheel it down, and it got thrown on the fire. And as kids, it blew your mind. You're like, "Whoa, we're throwing this on the fire." It's not bloodthirsty at all.
I think the most famous one in the UK is done in Lewes, if I remember correctly, because they have the really huge float-sized effigies that are built.
Gosh.
And it's massive. They're made out of paper mache. And pretty much every year they choose somebody that's gonna be the guy. I'm just trying to find an appropriate picture that I could actually show people that wouldn't offend.
See, this is why I think that our government has decided to do the lockdown before bonfire night, because I reckon there was going to be quite a few Borises.
Looking at these pictures, he seems to be a popular choice in the past anyway. So.
There's a thing about burning your prime minister. It's like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
We just don't do that here in the States.
Yeah, we were joking about this before we went on, and I was just telling Sammy, it's like basically we're the Wicker Man. We're just psychos.
I'm starting to question my friendship with my Brit friends.
We're perfectly normal all the rest of the year. It's just this one night where things just get a little bit weird.
It sounds like Halloween here in the States. Yeah. We're just as bad with Halloween. Hey, Rookie. What's up?
Hello, love, Lord Forth. It's lovely to see you too. Hey, Rookie. So we do the guy. Here comes trouble.
Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Jeff.
Hey, Dan Realissimo. Hey, Faye. What's up? He is. Psychodorf 9 says some people burn presidential effigies. I have yet to see that here. I'm sure it does happen.
It's happened over here. So I don't actually dare bring up these pictures, but guys, if you do want to check, just type in Lews, Lews, Gunfire Refugees, if you guys are curious to what they actually look like, because they are float sized and they're actually very detailed. I'm guessing it's the same people that made them every year. But yeah, occasionally you will see them of actually Guy Fawkes. But usually it's somebody's chosen every year, especially in this particular town.
Oh geez.
But generally, if you make yourself a guy, it is Guy Fawkes. You know, it's the with the floppy hat and
and
meant
the mask.
to look like him, and the mask. Yeah,
the V for Vendetta kind of stuff.
Yes. See, I'm guessing that's kind of tied into what you guys associate with it as well.
Yeah,
so the V for Vendetta, the film, and obviously the graphic novel.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was clearly the inspiration.
Yeah, definitely.
Story and obviously the look of V with the mask. It's really interesting how iconic that mask has become.
Yes, it's kind of been taken over for other reasons.
Yes.
Colin says, weird thing is in England, we only burn heretics, witches, and traitors were usually hung and drawn and quartered in the latter case. Yeah, if I remember correctly, Guy Fawkes himself got hung, drawn, and quartered.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, he got taken to the Tower of London for the torture. He was put on the rack.
Yeah.
He had his testicles removed and burnt in front of him while he was conscious. I could feel everybody in the chat suddenly just clench there.
I know, right? Every guy in the chat just went.
He was disemboweled as well, right, Purple?
He was.
And then he was he jumped from the platform and broke his neck when he was being hung, so he actually had a quick death.
So that's good.
And then he was drawn and quartered and then put on display as a warning to other plotters.
Other plotters, other conspirators.
And then the others were tracked down.
They were, and I think people forget that the actual leader wasn't Guy Fawkes. It was a guy named Robert Catesby, who actually didn't last much longer than Guy Fawkes either.
No, he didn't.
He was tracked down around about the 8th of November.
So oh my God!
They didn't get far. I don't think any of them got away, if I remember correctly. They were all quite quickly rounded up.
And
so Guy Fawkes just was the one that got caught red-handed. So
he was. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some of them tried to get away on the King's Guard. They had a big fight and they got shot by the King's Guard. But then the bodies were exhumed and they cut the heads off and displayed them as well. So they still didn't get away from the indignity. Yeah, it was a really, really gruesome. Yeah, but when you're a kid and you're learning history, you're like, wow, oh my God. You come home and tell your mum, and your mum's like, oh my God, what have you been learning at school? Mummy, what does disemboweling mean?
Oh, lovely.
Did you do the same thing that we did, where you had to write a kind of like a history, almost like a newspaper, like you'd been there at the time, and then kind of stain it with coffee to make it look like it was an old parchment?
Yes,
that's what we had to do at school.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's really. They're still doing it. My boys have done it.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's just one of them traditions.
That's so crazy. It's like us writing rewriting the Declaration of Independence, or the Constitution, or the Gettysburg Address.
Yeah,
they make us do that too.
Oh gosh,
we had to memorize the Gettysburg Address.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, you people are high. I don't remember. I don't remember it.
Do you remember it? I was gonna say that was my next question. Can you still remember?
No. 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation. That's about it. Jeff could get the rest.
What does Colin say? Colin says Ketsby may have embarked on the scheme after hopes of securing greater religious tolerance under King James had faded, leaving many English Catholics disappointed.
Oops. Hey, Abu Nas.
Yeah.
He has no idea what's going on, but he loves listening to all of our voices. So good
Aw.
morning, President.
Thank you,
Mama.
President. Yes, we're talking a little bit of British history today, and we're talking about the Gunpowder plot and how Bonfire Night is celebrated over here.
A couple of years ago, the bull to replica House of the Parliament. Can you remember this purple? And they actually blew it up and to see if it would work.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah. And it did, if I remember
It
correctly.
did.
Yeah, they calculated how much it would take to do severe damage correctly.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know. And the only reason they got tipped off was because on the day of the Parliament, it was the state opening of Parliament, and there would have been Catholic, I don't want to say royals, but like aristocrats and politicians, and there was a mix of Protestants and Catholics. So some in the cause, some Catholics would have been killed, and it, a lot of it put cold feet.
Yeah.
Some of the
It scared a lot of
conspirators.
people.
Yes, I think also they were worried that James himself wasn't actually going to be there, if I remember correctly. There was kind of, is he actually going to, are we going to go ahead and do this? And, the main person that we're trying to take out isn't even actually there. So it was, a lot of planning went into it, but it was very kind of hinged on timing as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So King James wasn't going to be at the opening of Parliament like they had thought he was going to be.
Yes, I think that was a rumour that was being spread as well. Now, whether that was a true rumour or whether that was something that was kind of being fed to the conspirators, I can't quite remember. But either way, the tip-off came and nothing came of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting because even now, the cellars underneath are still searched before every state opening of Parliament is become a tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Wow. Well, what are they going to do this year? The state opening of Parliament probably isn't going to happen. Not like it normally does with all the pomp and circumstance and the Queen and all that.
I wouldn't have thought so. And Abu said, so somebody snitched. Yes, they did. They were tipped off and the conspirators were caught.
It was the snitches of all snitches.
Who was the snitch? No, I honestly don't know.
Do we know the snitch?
I don't think it's actually. No. The chat might know. I mean, I can go and check, but I don't remember.
Does Colin know?
Colin probably knows, yeah, if he knows who did it. But I can't remember ever being told who actually kind of broke the news of what was going on.
I think we tuned in at that part. We stayed for the gruesome bits and then the actual history bit.
That's right.
Yeah, you go into the actual history. No, we want to talk about the gruesome, gory stuff.
Yes, I want to get back to that.
Ew.
But it's then the reason why it's called Bonfire Night, the bonfire comes from bonfire, from the Celts, which was when animal bones were burnt to ward off evil spirits, and it comes from that. So it kind of got that witchy midsummer.
Yeah, the Midsummer Night's Dream kind of stuff, and the the bonfires that witches burn on our holidays.
And it's really interesting. Me and Purple were talking about this earlier. William Shakespeare knew some of the conspirators, and Macbeth was heavily influenced by the events, because the play Macbeth came out, was it the year after?
It did, yeah.
1606, when Macbeth came out.
Didn't know that.
And Duncan is based on King James I. So that's my fact for the day.
Can you see
Oh
this?
my gosh!
That I pulled up. So that in the middle is one of the effigies that's built. That gives you an idea of how big some of them are.
Yeah.
And these bonfires, they just build them out of just any old rubbish. So it's pallets, fallen
It's
trees.
usually pallets and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much anything they can stack up. And at least over here in the big ones, you know, they can just be enormous and they'll burn for hours.
Wow.
And usually, or at least in the past, there wasn't really much health and safety, so you can get within about 10 feet of these gigantic
Set yourself on fire.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
60 years before the Great Fire, says James Andrew Morrison. The Great Fire that burned down London, is that the fire you're talking about?
That's the one, yep.
Okay.
Everything just involves fire.
It did, but weirdly enough, the Great Fire of London actually did. It was good for London because it kind of meant they could rebuild. It obviously cleared out the plague.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Maybe that's what we need, is just a good old-fashioned town burning. I'm not saying do it, folks. You know, I'm not condoning violence or anything like that. But I mean, they even did it in New Orleans. I mean, they did it in Chicago. I mean, why the fuck not? You know, it's just like, golly.
We will get rid of the beer bug. We'll just burn it out.
Yeah, burn it out. Problem being, hey, what's up?
Problem being,
Sweetheart.
So when we weren't trying to set ourselves on fire, we'd be eating and drinking and being merry.
So it's another reason to throw a party, essentially.
Yes.
Pretty much, yes, yeah. Especially, it's just almost like a winter festival, well, an autumn festival. You know, it's kind of time you can get together with friends and family.
Right.
You can just kind of have a bit of a party. And we just get this comment from Colin because he's come through for us, bless him. He said the plot was revealed to authorities in an anonymous. Can't speak today. Hold on.
Bless you.
Thank you. Plot was revealed to the authorities in an anonymous letter sent to William Parker, 4th Baron Montague, on 26th of October, 1605.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Colin. You always pull through with your vast wealth of knowledge. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Colin.
It is quite possible then that the letter actually came from one of the conspirators themselves.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know that, and the group kept getting bigger because at first there was only about 4, and at the end there was 13. How's that an omen for you?
Thank
you, guys. Bit sniffly, that's all.
No, just get a hairball. She'll be fine. It's from wanting to burn something down at this point because we're all like, burn it down!
We do.
We used to have bonfires. I don't know about you, Starry, but we used to have them at home. So, you know, pretty much whatever garden rubbish you've had, you know, leaves, fallen branches, you kind of pile together, just an excuse to get rid of it. But
hopefully I'll be having one at the weekend.
Oh.
If they haven't banned them by then.
Along with everything else.
That's not banned.
But make sure you check for hedgehogs because we always have to, just in case. Because hedgehogs like to bury.
They do indeed.
Into bonfires. And we love hedgehogs.
We do love hedgehogs.
Yeah, we do love hedgehogs, especially since we have, you know, sweet little Pudgy in our chat today.
Mark's waiting for a triple snort of the apocalypse. We can't promise you a triple snort.
Yeah, I don't know about today. It's kind of too much of a serious subject. You know, the only time I'm going to snort is if something is really scary. But we may get a triple snort out of 3 girls. Who knows?
I'll give you a triple posh if you like.
There you go.
Yeah, we can
ladies.
Yeah.
Shall we? You gonna posh with us, Sammy?
Sure, I'll posh.
Okay. Just for you, Mark. 1, 2, 3. Posh.
Posh. Oh, gross. There was a time delay.
How is there halfway between
Between
the
us,
Midlands
You're
of
right
Britain
there.
and Yorkshire.
we're only a couple of hours away.
I should have the tape delay. I'm the one on the other side of the planet.
You don't set me off.
I think Mark just had a heart attack. Clear.
Welcome, man.
Oh God.
Crimson Mist, you blew it. Oh, I'm sorry.
We got the snort though. We got the snort. God, I knew something was going to happen, but I didn't think it'd be me. I thought it was going to be Sammy. Usually, they...
Oh my god! And now we've officially gone off the rails, guys.
Oh,
See, I'm up to 5 snorts now.
yes.
Apparently,
Oh my
Chris
God.
Bridges' snort's gone wild.
What kind of things did you do to celebrate Starry? Because I think we were talking in the green room about food as well. So, like with Halloween, there's kind of special food that you eat. Did you have anything in particular? Because we used to have things like we do hot dogs, chili, toffee apples, obviously, jacket potatoes. You know,
Yeah, can't you? Same stuff. Pie and peas. That's another one.
pie.
Anything. Or soup, because of like it falling just after Halloween, usually we'd have pumpkin soup. So we'd save what we had from the pumpkins from Halloween.
Oh wow!
Just really like warming foods, party food. We have a cake. I think you can get it there, Sarah. Parkin. It's like a sticky oatmeal and treacle.
Yes.
Ooh.
There's a lot of that kind of treacle. So there's like treacle sponges, treacle tarts. It's that kind of really heavy sort of food.
Treacle toffee,
Treacle toffee.
we have cinder toffee that you kind of just glues your mouth shut.
Oh, that stuff's a nightmare. Tastes good, but yeah. Give that to your kids if you want them to be quiet for a couple of hours.
I'm gonna get some.
Or they won't have teeth by the time they're done. It sounds like if that stuff is that sticky.
Yeah, lots of cider and
Oh, yum.
mulled wine, beer, liqueur coffees,
Hot chocolate.
Yes, with Baileys in, or rum, or anything, any alcohol.
Or just hold hot chocolate. It's fine. Yeah.
Hold the hot chocolate. We'll just go for the Baileys.
Yeah. Need it to get me through.
Oh, for crying out loud, Mark.
Every time he just follows me around talking about bat nipples. Who's got the problem here? I can neither confirm or deny that I liked Val Kilmer. Was it Val Kilmer? Bat nipples. Or was it George Clooney? No, it was George Clooney.
It was George Clooney. Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the topic at hand.
Has nothing to do with the topic at hand. That's why it's like now it's working on the top of the hour, so it's like completely off the rails now.
Now we've got the spinny things.
Spinny things from the burlesque show. I'll have to send her some spinny things.
Yeah.
Cobalt and Pudgy. Squirrel, yeah.
No, don't dare, because the boys will find it and they'll just stick it to the head. It's like, Mum, what does this do?
Oh my god!
Mum, I'm a helicopter.
Okay, I forgot about the boys. Never mind.
Actually, it would be kind of funny just to see you explain them. So
That That's mean.
That is mean.
Oh my god.
Drive-by squirrel. The Mark has destroyed the show, yes.
Yes, he'll be very pleased with himself.
Can we put spinny things on the bat suit?
Akiva Goldsman car.
Oh god. If he gets a hold of it, holy shit. But Colin wants to know, but are they red squirrels or gray squirrels? You guys have the gray squirrels in Britain, right?
We do.
It's all red squirrels here.
We've got the red squirrels, but I think they're only in Scotland now, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we mostly have the grey squirrels, so at least here.
Oh my god, James Andrew Morrison. Seriously. Are fidget spinners even still a thing? I thought they were banned.
No, yes, you can still get them here.
Okay.
I never had one that completely bypassed me. I just was like, no.
AJ had a bunch. She even made some on the 3D printer, so I'm just like, all right, whatever. I don't understand. Oh, whirligig. Okay. Neat. Talk about squirrels. Like, oh, let's just hand mom a fidget spinner. She's gonna watch this. Oh, this is a fidget spinner. Lost me for an hour.
Oh my god. What the hell were we talking about? Bonfire night? Oh yeah.
Bonfire night.
I'm trying to work out how we got from bonfires to fidget spinners.
Via spinny things and bat nipples.
Spinny things, that was it.
Spinny things and bat nipples.
I would say bonfire night is the least sexiest festival though, because obviously it being in winter, it's it's just big coats, woolly hats.
You're always outdoors, gloves, hats,
Yeah.
lots of layers, and then gloves to protect you from the sparklers as well.
Oh geez, gloves. We never wore gloves. Fuck that.
We never wore gloves either, but now apparently
you've got
you have to. Yeah.
Now they're doing this thing with kids where you stick it into a carrot and they hold the carrot, so it's like
what?
It's chunkier for the kids to hold.
Oh, for heaven's
sake! And I'm just like, what a waste of food.
Right?
Sparklers have got a
shove a bunch into a potato and call it a day.
They have got a handle. You just use some common sense.
And you're supposed to wave them around anyway, so the sparks don't go on you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you ever have those ones that you throw on the floor that kind of pop? I think they're called caps or something.
Yeah, the cherry bombs.
Twists. These ones were tiny. They were all...
Or poppers. Yeah, the little poppers that you throw down on the ground, right?
Yeah, you just chuck them. And then occasionally you'll step on one that hasn't gone off.
Oh, yeah. That was always brilliant. I've done that. AJ opened a box of those poppers in the house once. And it was one of those... God. It was one of those types where she was trying too hard to open it and they went everywhere.
Oh no. God.
Next thing you hear is poppity pop 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 pop. The dogs have lost their shit.
Yeah.
I'm going, what the fuck are you doing setting off fireworks in the house? What is wrong with you? I go in my kitchen and there's sawdust and poppers everywhere.
Yes, that's the ones, Jake.
That's
the little,
the
little paper twists. Yeah, they used to come in, like, basically it looked like matchboxes. They used to just be crammed into there.
They crammed a bunch of them into the matchboxes with sawdust.
Do you guys have Catherine wheels?
Yes.
The firework. You do? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Because I spoke to a few Americans and they didn't know what I was talking about when I said, do you have Catherine wheels?
I know what they are.
They were
I've seen a few, but they're not as popular.
Mm. They used to be a nightmare, especially when you'd have them at home, because if you didn't attach them to the fence correctly, the damn things would just fly off across the garden.
Oh shit! I can just imagine. Lands on top of house. House is now on fire.
I just
Takes
want
that
to ask you,
shed.
ladies, do you have a favourite firework?
I really like the ones that make just the actual exploding ones. I don't like the ones that make the high pitched kind of whizzing sound.
The squealers.
Yeah.
I'm not a big
Yeah, the squealers.
Usually my dog's not bothered by fireworks, but those set him off for some reason. It's like
Oh,
the
the
only one.
screamer ones?
Yeah, that he can't stand.
Kind of don't blame them. They're they cut through me like a hot knife through butter. It's like, no, thank you. Bottle rockets. Yeah. Those things got me into trouble. Because me and my brother would shoot them at each other.
So this was back when you could actually play with fireworks.
Yeah. Oh, the winter hands. I have some of those bees somewhere in my arsenal. I have a whole arsenal of fireworks in. Ask Generalissimo Hefe. He'll tell you. There's a whole arsenal of fireworks, but we can't use them in city limits. So we have to go to where my mom lives, out in the middle of nowhere, or to where my friend lives, also out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, bottle rocket tag, Hefe. You got it. As I know you played that with your idiot friends in middle school. But yeah, we can't use them. So unless you do it on the sly, and then it's like, well, if you get busted, it's like $1,000 fine or some garbage. It's like, God, we can't have any more fun anymore. Sucks. And if there's a burn ban in place, you definitely can't do it.
Yeah, I had no idea that there was a firework ban within a certain area.
No idea.
Yeah.
Well, you could use, so like if I went down to Galveston from Dallas, you can set off fireworks on the shore. That's no big deal.
Okay.
But if you go into Galveston proper, you can't set off fireworks. You have to be down on the beach. Okay, kind of makes sense. If you have a fire, at least there's water there to put it out. But no, like up in Dallas, you can't set off fireworks in the city limits. It's ridiculous.
Wait till New Year's rolls around. If you go to any city centre, there's fireworks going off, people just holding them in their hands and setting them off.
Yep.
It's like, oh God.
I'm so jealous of you. All fireworks were banned in Australia. So all we could do was go to the city and watch the official fireworks displays. Yeah, that's kind of what we've got going on, Chris. That's what we have to do.
I think they're pushing for that here as well.
Pretty much. I used to like them because ours used to be done by the local whatever fire station was nearby. And obviously once they were doing it, you knew it was safe. But even let you get right up close to the bonfire.
You'd be like nose to nose with it in all your clothes, not to keep away from fire.
Your eyebrows are starting to crisp because you're so close. Yeah.
Good God. Gun Bunny says they have a burn ban every summer. Yeah, because it gets so hot and dry. You know, that's what they pretty much do. And it's like one little ember. We had a big fire start. Generalissimo Hefe might remember this, but it was back in the 90s sometime. I don't know if you remember, honey, those big fires that were burning in Dallas. And that's why they banned cedar shingles from roofs, because there were so many houses catching on fire. It was dry as a fart that year. Just, I don't know if you can remember that, Jeff. I don't know if you were up in college at that point or if you were still at home in Dallas. I can't remember exactly, but it was in the early 90s. So yeah, it's like, ban all the things. Oh, for crying out loud, nobody can have fun anymore.
Yes, because didn't you guys say that even for the 4th of July, like Mark saying that they were trying to kind of put a dampener on that as well because of what's going on this year?
Yeah. None of our regular fireworks displays happened, as far as I was aware.
But it's completely the wrong attitude to take. I mean, we need these things. We want to break up the monotony and cheer us up. But you just these normality, yeah. Some
kind of a semblance of normal, and we have none of that. And and they keep taking it away, even though, you know, we don't have, you know, even before COVID, it was like, we just can't have fun anymore. I mean, you got to put a helmet on your kid. You got to basically wrap your kid in bubble wrap before you put them on their bike. I'm like, dude, if you don't wipe out, it isn't bike riding.
Yes.
That's how you learn.
Yeah, you'd learn not to do it again. Yeah.
Oh, Cobalt remembers the story. Yeah, it was on the news. Yeah. It was on my news when I was living in New Jersey when it was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now we worry about grass fires. Back then, and a bunch landed on wood shingle roofs and started fires. Yeah, that's why they banned cedar shake shingles from people's roofs, and they were a big thing that all the rich people in Dallas were putting on their roofs. And I'm like, well, there goes your house, folks.
God.
$1 million home, not anymore. $1 million pile of ashes.
Wow.
Yeah.
But have you been having fireworks pretty much this whole week since before Halloween, Starry? Because we're having them go off pretty much at least every night, if not every other night. And it's tonight and tomorrow is going to be the big one, and then it'll kick off again over the weekend.
It started before Halloween. Celine's been too scared to go out at night.
Aww.
But yeah, it is a pain, and it is a pain to pet owners, you know.
Trina Guthridge has a good point, and hi, Trina.
Jumped on me, sorry guys.
Kids heal quick and babies bounce. Yes. I mean, I've never bounced a baby, but if you know what I mean, I've raised 2 children. They're still alive. Neither one of them wore helmets. They hated them. They didn't wear knee pads or wrist braces when they skated. They just went out and got it. Oh, Mom, I fell off my skateboard. Well, wash it off and put Band-Aid on it.
Yeah. Try not to do it again.
Yeah, to try not to wipe out again. Was it at least awesome? Did you look cool doing it?
Yeah, my dad's response was always, "You won't do that again, will you?"
Yeah, so I used to get that. Yeah, walk it off. You're fine.
Yeah, walk it off. Everything's cool. Shake, limb hanging from a little thread into the ether. Yeah, walk it off.
Yeah,
you'll be all right.
Yeah, when it's students. Yeah, it's usually students. So. But I think a lot of people are kind of having sneaky family gatherings, which I can't really blame them. Just have some people over and just have a little party.
Yeah, I think people are going to do that anyway. I mean, I know of some people doing that in our neighborhood for Halloween. They had little gatherings or whatever, and I'm just like, well, that's just what it's going to be. I mean, Thanksgiving will not be the dog and pony show that I usually have, but which is kind of nice. I don't want to do the dog and pony show this year. I'd like to keep it rather intimate and just family. And besides, my sister has other plans to go to. She's supposed to go out of town for Thanksgiving to her fiance's mom's house. So I'm like, okay, let me know how that goes. And he's got like 900 relatives that all live around the Atlanta area. Like, oh my God, this is going to be a riot. How do you tell them no? Because you have a large family and it's just like, oh,
how do you decide who gets to come and who, is asked to stay away?
Who gets cut from the list and can't get past the velvet rope?
Yes. Well, how many parties can you have? You're just kind of rotating people in.
Yeah.
What is Colin P. Smith saying?
Colin says, at the risk of being authoritarian, I do think fireworks should only be let off at appropriate times due to the effect on animals. It's a thin line, though. I agree. Usually we've got, I think it's 11 p.m. That's supposed to be the cut-off point, but especially New Year's, they can be going off at 3 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it goes on forever. It's like with bonfire night. I don't mind it being like on the night. Obviously, when it's in the week, it's a bit more difficult. So I understand people waiting till the weekend, but when it's like 2 weeks before,
2 weeks before the actual holiday, right? It's like you guys are going a little bit out of sync there with the holiday. I think you're missing the meaning. It's like, nope, they just want to burn off excess fireworks and energy, to be honest.
Yeah. And I think because over here, fireworks, I'm not sure if it's the same with you guys in the States, but they're not particularly expensive. You know,
No.
you can buy a box of fireworks for probably about £15 or so and have a decent display. And a box of sparklers, probably another £5. So it's not expensive to have your own little
really
night party.
I mean, sparklers are dirt cheap. You can get Roman candles for like $1 a stick,
Mm-hmm.
depending on where you go. But again, there's the thing. I love Roman candles, but I can't fracking set them off. It's like I've got a shit ton in the closet. Ask Generalissimo Hefe. They're in the closet right next to the family china.
That's a weird place to put them.
I know. Well, he said so in the chat, and that's true. I mean, I know what closet they're in the house.
The fact that Sammy's got an arsenal of fireworks.
I do. We have a small arsenal in case we're invaded.
So basically, if we ever tried again, Sammy's going to shoot fireworks at us.
Yeah.
Shit. Sorry. Oh my god! I'm trying to keep the snorts to a minimum.
Taking the colonies back, damn it.
Nope. Well, Texas was never a colony, so Texas belonged to Spain and Mexico. I don't know what was 7, Darth Aster. I don't know. Is that 7? Usually I average about 7 a show.
Pretty much. It seems to be slowly going up as the shows go on.
Yeah, Chris says definitely 7.
7.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. Oh my god. See, so this is just one big reason for Britain to throw a party.
It is.
Because you guys don't have the 4th of July, or you guys don't do Halloween, at least on the scale that we do.
No, not really. And as we were saying, especially in previous years, you can get really big celebrations. There can be processions. You can get, especially if it's done in like a public park or somewhere.
Yeah.
You can get thousands of people turn up, and there'll be like a pop-up fair, so there'll be rides and, attractions. It's that kind of
wow.
thing. It was a lot of fun, especially when we were little.
Yeah.
And as Starry said, we get to stay up late.
Yeah, I was going to say you get to stay up late. That was the thing on Halloween. You could run around in the dark begging for candy. Door to door, trick or treat, and you could stay up a little later, even if you did have school the next day. But you could stay up a little later.
You'd have to stay up because of the sugar rush you're on.
Yeah. There's the sugar rush from Halloween, and then having your mouth glued shut from all the toffee.
All the toffee.
I'm going to find some of that cinder toffee and send it to you.
Yeah. Oh dear. I've got a recipe, so I'll put the recipe up, and we can see if Chef can make some.
Oh yeah, Chef, you need to get down on that.
Oh,
Our official chef of Valhalla. That would be cool. I love toffee apples. Oh my god,
me too.
They're so good.
But proper toffee
apples
in
years.
Not the ones that
toffee on them.
Chocolate. Yeah.
Oh
yeah, I didn't like them as much. The chocolate ones.
No. Because we have the toffee apples, and it's that bright red stuff that doesn't really taste like toffee. It's just sugar.
I was going to say it's just candied, right?
Yeah, that's
just
it.
Red sugar.
But a proper toffee apple is the best.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, we call those caramel apples.
Caramel. Oh, gotcha.
Caramel. There goes that word, caramel or candy apples. Yeah, caramel.
All right, Eddie.
Hey, Ed.
Hello, Eddie. You know, we're talking
kiddo.
about food.
Make your own. It's only sugar and bicarb. Okay. Now we want caramel apples. Those are way better. The candy apples are too. I swear that every year they damn near rip my top teeth out.
Yes, it's that brittle kind of coating that they have on them. Yeah, I know the ones.
Mm-hmm. Then it all ends up in my sweater, and I'm just like, ugh, it's never gonna come out. Mark the definitely tired. Mark the infinitely tired. Yeah, definitely. It's caramel.
Posh caramel.
Posh
Thank you, Naughty
caramel.
Yeah, somebody get the nitroglycerin tablets for Mark, please.
Hello, boss.
Hey, boss. Oh my God, you girls! We have talked to the top of the hour.
Oh God.
We usually do. Thank you, Starry. Thank you for joining
thank you
us.
so
this
much,
morning.
honey.
It's always lovely to see you.
Chef
Even
says
though I
no,
can't
it's
see
caramel.
you.
Yeah, Colin.
Caramelized. Thank you, Colin.
Caramelized.
Caramelized. Bad nipples. Thanks, Mark.
They're not caramelized.
no, that's a whole different show.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's gonna be a whole nother show. Oh, happy belated birthday, Darth Haster.
Oh, happy birthday, Darth Haster.
A lot of birthdays around this time of year. I know. Mark, don't you have a birthday coming up? Like soon?
Yes.
Like soon?
Yes, he does.
Mm.
And it's a big birthday as well. And he
I
doesn't
know,
want
he
me to
turns
talk
50 before
about
me.
it. So I'm talking about it. Revenge.
Oh shit. All right, you guys, it's 11 o'clock. We've got to sign off.
I'll leave you with this comment from Mark.
Okay, caramelized bat nipples. We get to Sam's special room. The secret room. Okay, yeah, we're leaving you guys with that one. So, guys, we will be back on Friday. I don't know what the hell we're going to do, but we're doing something.
Yes. We're trying to figure out something, can't we? We'll have a show
we'll
for
figure
you.
something out.
Huge thank you to Starry and big thank
thank
you
you.
to the chat.
Purple, haven't we got an announcement as well about tomorrow?
Oh, go.
Yep, go for it.
Yeah, we're still doing it. So we're going to be doing a watch along of Viva Vendetta.
Ah,
So
cool.
if anybody would like to join us, that would be really fun.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
set that up. Yeah. I'll probably put the information in Valhalla if you guys want to join.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Awesome.
I haven't seen V for Vendetta in a long time, so that'd be nice to watch.
Yeah, it seems appropriate.
Yeah,
Yeah, a little bit.
but anybody would think it was planned.
Nah, we don't plan things. You've not been on the show before.
Planning. That involves a council, and I'm just not in the mood to call them together. All right, you guys, have an awesome Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right, ladies?
It is
Hump day?
yeah.
Okay.
It is hump day indeed. And I will be back with Loki this evening.
That's right. You guys have the game stream tonight. You guys are doing Doom Eternal.
Yep.
Awesome.
Rip and tear.
Rip and tear. Arr, BFG. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Starry, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Oh, it's so awesome to sit and talk with you. And Purple, as always, it's great to do my show with you, our show together. I love this show. So, guys, have an awesome day, and we will see you again on Friday. And don't forget, we will be in the chats on Loki's Mornings of Mischief tomorrow morning and tonight for the game stream. So, take care, everybody.
Indeed. And I will leave you guys with an outro today. Thank you all.
Bye, everybody.